It is Wednesday, right? Yeah. Happy Wednesday, everyone. I'm a little frazzled. It's pouring down, raining outside, and I had a gazillion meetings driving all over town and dealing and working with clients. But happy Wednesday. We're doing our Love Eat Live a little early today because our entrepreneur needed this time, I think, while her baby's taking a nap. Oh, there she goes. So you should see the request button, Nicola, and then yeah, there it goes. Okay, so she's joining us as usual every Wednesday. We talk to
Okay.
woman-owned business.
I think we got it
Hey,
right.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm glad your internet's working.
Yes, me too. You never know these days.
Yes, apologies for my tardiness because I don't normally do them in the day. So I
Yes.
had meetings back to back, running all over the city, and it's raining, so it slowed me down. So I just made it to where I have to, when we get off this live, I have to shop for a client. So I made it, and I'm just doing the live at the boutique.
Multitasking.
Yes, doing the live at the boutique instead of in my closet like I normally do. But welcome everybody who's coming in for this midday live that we've never done a midday live. So welcome. And happy Wednesday. Again, every Wednesday we talk with a different woman-owned business and they share their story, what they do, why they do it, and give any tips, feedback, or value information that you need. So if you have any questions, you can ask them in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and let her introduce herself and tell us all about Nicola and the business.
Okay, sure. Surprisingly, I'm a little bit unprepared to introduce myself, but I am Nicola and I'm the founder of Le Fashion Lab. And Le Fashion Lab is a fashion school that's located in Atlanta, Georgia. I like to say we're a non-traditional fashion school because we're an alternative to a traditional fashion college for those who find that a traditional fashion college is just not what they're looking for, maybe because it's impractical or inconvenient for them and you don't want to do the whole 4 year thing and you want to cut out some of those general education prerequisites. So, yeah, if that's what you're looking for, that's what we are.
Awesome. And where y'all located in Atlanta? Because I know you moved since I've been there.
Yeah, oh yeah, you haven't been to the new location. We're in the Castleberry area, so near Mercedes-Benz Stadium on
Okay.
Nelson Street.
So more convenient because you're more in the city now.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
I'm friends with Gayla, one of your teachers.
Yes, yes, I think you actually made the connection.
Okay. Well, there.
Yes, yes.
Well, awesome, awesome. So, why did you create the school? Can you give us a little bit? I mean, I know your background, but I want you to share your story. Can you give a little background of your experience, why you created the school, and why you felt the need to create the school?
Yeah, sure. Well, one of the main reasons that we created the school was we realized that there are a lot of people out there who have a really deep-seated interest in learning professional fashion design, but they just don't, going to a traditional fashion college just doesn't work for them. Maybe they've already had college, or maybe they are working a corporate 9 to 5 right now and they just cannot find that time. But it's something that they've really just always wanted to do. So we created Le Fashion Lab to create more options for people who are really serious about pursuing a career in this industry and they just know that the traditional college isn't cutting it out for them. A little bit more about my background to answer that question. I have a master's degree in fashion from the Savannah College of Art and Design. I also was an apparel and accessories designer for Target for over 7 years and also designed for Abercrombie and Fitch for a while. And that's on the corporate side. I also have small business experience. I helped to start two different businesses in the Atlanta area. I was hired to start two different apparel businesses in Atlanta before my corporate experience. And I also spent 3 years at SCAD, which is the Savannah College of Art and Design, in as the fashion instructor of their community education department. Plus, I taught at Clark Atlanta University for a while as well in their art and fashion department.
Awesome. Yes, I know you have lots of experience and knowledge, so that's why I wanted you to share it. I was a teacher at Le Fashion Lab briefly. I taught fashion design 101, so I really focused on the business side of
Yeah.
fashion design because I created a clothing line and then I sold it. And so now I focus more on the styling and retail tech. So that is how me and Nicola, well, we met because I was looking for an intern like back in the day. And when I met her, she was too talented to be an intern. So we became friends instead.
Yeah.
And when she started the school, I remember you when you were in college, and then you graduated, you got the job with Target, and we were like super happy and proud for you, because I know so many people go to fashion school and they graduate and end up working at the mall. So you were one of the few
Yes.
people that actually was able to graduate with a fashion degree and go and actually work for a company, a real company doing fashion.
And that's a
Um,
part of the problem too, you know. A part of the problem is that these traditional colleges are so expensive. So when you're
yes,
thinking about spending like $180,000 on a degree for you to end up working maybe retail,
yeah,
which is best case scenario, or maybe you end up working not even in the fashion industry at all, then
yeah,
it really defeats the purpose. So we wanted to
exactly.
give people more options.
Yes, and that is what
Mhm.
I loved about the school, as well as all the students that I've met there. Because you remember Derica, right? Who made the
Yeah,
pajamas?
of course.
Today's her
Yeah.
birthday, so I reached out and told her happy birthday. And she's I think traveling, but she's still doing her line. I think she's on her fourth collection. So I thought it was really great, and that's why when you asked me about coming to help, one, I love helping people get in the industry, because a lot of times you don't realize what it takes to actually build it behind the scenes, as well
Yeah.
as the fact that you were a school that if you wanted to come and pattern make or learn how to sew, you could come and do that without, when you go to college, you got to take all the electives and all the other
Yeah,
courses
you're taking
that
math,
don't
you're
have
taking
anything to
science,
do.
all of these things that
Yes,
have nothing to do with what you're trying to
exactly.
pursue. And yeah, I've always really appreciated how transparent you are, because there's a lot of secrecy
Yeah,
about the fashion industry. The
yeah,
people who have made it or been successful in this industry kind of want to keep the information for themselves.
yeah.
So this is a way for us to get that information out there and make everything really transparent for those who would like to do the same thing.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. And a lot of the students that have graduated have, kept up with designing, getting manufacturers, making collections. And so, and then of course, I see your work on LinkedIn all the time, as well as social media of the students. So I just think it's a really great concept to be able to get into the fashion industry without having to go to Parsons or SCAD or any of the big brand name schools, but to be able to get in and just learn what you need to do to actually become a designer or entrepreneur in the fashion industry, because it's not all the other stuff that goes with it. It's more about knowing the business and knowing your craft.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
And since you have so much experience in being able to work in corporate as well as create your own school, and then have went to a major school, that's why you're qualified to even have started the school. So that's
Yeah.
why I'm so happy to support you, of course, and know you, because you're very talented as well. I'm waiting on you to come out with your own line,
Oh,
because I've
thank you,
seen your
Ivania.
sketches. And like I said, when I met her, I was looking for an intern for my own clothing line, but I was like, oh my God, you're way too talented to be somebody's intern. So let's just work together instead. So that's what we've done. Is there, if there's any questions, of course, y'all can type them in the chat or in the comment about if you're interested in fashion design, how to get started. They can go to your website and they can follow you, right, to find out
Oh yeah,
everything.
definitely, definitely. And we're very accessible by email. So you just send an email to info@lefashionlab.com and we'll respond to any of your questions. So
And of course, y'all can go and follow her page, the Fashion Lab, so that way you'll be able to go to the links probably in the bio to get straight to the website, and email and ask whatever questions, ask about all the different classes they teach. Because I know, like I said, I've seen the pattern making, I've seen the sewing, and the different levels of it
yeah,
to
and
be
you
able to
know
learn.
what? I should probably emphasize that what we have is a fashion design and garment construction certificate program, and it can be completed via the 1 year track or the 2 year track. So we don't offer just individual
Yeah,
classes anymore. A person has to be really serious about committing to at least 1 or 2 years
yeah.
to be able to learn the ins and outs of everything. So
Yes, that's
yeah.
awesome. That's awesome. And then, of course, if you're, do you teach anything virtual as well, or no?
Oh yeah, we have a completely virtual program as well. So for anybody who is not in the Atlanta area,
Yes.
this can be done online.
Awesome. I mean, because
Yeah,
the
and let
times
me
that we're
say,
living in.
when yeah, exactly. And let me say, when I say online, I don't mean that we pre-record things
Yeah,
and send it to you and say, all right, good luck. No, it's
yeah,
just the same as if you're in the class with the
yeah,
instructor. The only difference is that you can't touch her. So the
yes.
instructor is with you there the entire duration of the class. So yeah, it's been working out really well.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And then, of course, if you didn't make this live, or you came in late or had to leave early, I always put the replay up right after it. So when we're done talking, you can always go and watch the replay on my channel, and I'll tag you as well, so that people can get the information, hear from you, hear more about the school, And again, y'all go follow her and see what's going on with the school, find out information about the classes if you're interested or know somebody else that is interested in fashion design. Especially when I talk to a lot of different friends of mine and their kids are all like about to go to college. Some of them are interested in fashion and they're just like, I don't want to pay to send them to FIT or Parsons when they're not even really sure what they want to do, when they really just want to learn the skill set to go out here and have your own line or get into the business.
Yeah, and that's it's a benefit. The Fashion Lab is a benefit for the parents as well, because who wants to fork up $180,000 or $100,000
Yeah.
just for your child to decide, oh, it's not really my thing.
Yeah.
So it's also a good opportunity to try it and see if it is your thing.
Yes.
Before making that step. We have a prep program, which is a 1 semester program, which is exactly what that is. 1 semester for you to try it out, and then you can decide.
That's what's up. Can you name all the different type of classes that are in the different tracks?
Yeah, when I talk about this, I kind of simplify by saying that there are 5 key categories that we focus on. Okay. We focus on sewing. We focus on garment construction, and when I say garment construction, there's pattern making and draping, which are 2 different methods of making clothes. We also have our sketching and fashion illustration component, and we have our computer skills as well. So like just making sure that you're competent with Adobe Illustrator and Adobe Photoshop closer to the end of the program. And then I say that there is an other bucket for classes that just don't fit into any of those categories. So you mentioned Introduction to Fashion Business and Entrepreneurship as one of them. We have a fabric manipulation class and an Introduction to Textiles class. So in all of the categories I mentioned before, you don't have to come to us with any experience. We start you off from A, literally, if you've never touched a sewing machine before, all the way to Z, till you're feeling really confident and competent in each area. So that's in a nutshell what the entire program is about.
Yeah. Oh, that is awesome. I love that. And I love to see the growth from when you first started to now, and just really accomplishing and helping other people who are really interested in the industry be able to be in the industry without going the traditional route that before your school and other programs like it existed, that was the only way to get in the industry outside of being self-taught at home or trained on your own. So I think that's what I do love about the school. And then, of course, you as a person is just great all around.
So. Oh, thank you, Ivania. Thank you. It's been a pleasure knowing you all of these years.
I know, because it's been forever. Because we met, what was that, 08, 9?
That sounds about right. That sounds about right. For me, 08 feels like last year, but when I think about it, it's like not. So
yeah, I was like, that was like over a decade ago. It's so crazy. It's been a long time. But yes, it's great to have other friends in the industry. And that's another thing I think about when you come to a fashion school, you're going to meet other students and peers and build relationships that y'all can work together. Y'all can collab. So another part of being in the industry is developing relationships. And so taking that step to come to a school and learn not only the craft, but you also get to meet other people that are in the craft, and y'all kind of grow together, and you end up being able to collab or do things together or work together like I have done with all the fashion professionals I've met in every category, from designers, instructors, jury, etc. Because Gayla, I saw her like a week ago because I have a client getting a custom made garment. So I reached out to her about like, hey, can you make a custom gown for one of my clients? So I definitely try to make sure I maintain all of the relationships I met in the industry, because we all have different talents and skills that we're bringing to the table. So if somebody says they're interested in schooling, I'm going to always refer your school. I'm always going to refer the different people I know that have the skill set to help whoever it is I meet.
Yeah, that's one of your talents, connecting the dots and connecting people. Yeah.
Yes. Well, yeah. I think, if you're giving, then you never are going to be in need, because if people see that you're always sharing and giving, they can't help but to do it back. So I just feel like I'm putting out in the world the energy I want to receive back. And so far, I receive it back.
That's good. That's good. And it's good advice as well.
Yes, it is. The industry, I think, like you said, can be really secretive unless you already have relationships. And so, because I felt that was secretive when I got in the industry too. Like nobody was really sharing how they got to do what they do, especially the money part of like, well, how do you make a living doing it? And and with clothing line, it's like, well, I'm not going to share my manufacturer. So if you can't get a manufacturer, how are you going to make a line? So it's just a lot that can go into it. So it's really important to develop the relationships. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, there you go. It broke up for a minute. Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, a call was coming in, so that's what happened.
Oh, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
glad my phone hasn't rang because it does the same thing. When it rings, it'll freeze the whole thing. How's baby?
What you
How's
said?
baby? I said,
How
how's
is
baby?
baby?
Yes.
She is napping, fortunately, but she's a good napper, you know. She kind of has a system and she sticks with it and works for me.
Awesome. How old is she now?
She is 3.5. She's going to be 4 in July.
And what's funny is I have not met her in person, but I came to the baby shower.
You came to the baby shower, haven't met her, and then COVID hit.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
it took me like maybe 2 years to start feeling comfortable traveling with her. I'm one
Yeah,
of those, yeah,
I
panicky
get
mothers.
it.
I see some people have their babies and like by the next day they're out and about. I'm like, nope.
No, I was the same way with my daughter because I was a new mom and it's my only child. So we was running to the doctor for like every little thing. I'm assuming if I had another one, I'm not, but if I ever did, then I would be more lax because I've already did everything with the first one. But yeah, it's like that as a new mom. So I get it. I'm so glad you could take time to chat with us. Is there any advice that you want to give to up and coming fashion designers or people that want to be in our industry?
I would say just think outside of the box. So, we all know that one of the options is a traditional fashion college. But if you have to think dollars and cents, is the $180,000 investment worth it for you?
Yeah.
Because you're going to have to make sure that you can recoup that loss and also gain from that. So if you're going to be taking out a whole mortgage to go to college, it's time to start thinking outside of the box that just might not be the answer that you're looking for. So, give something else a chance, explore some other opportunities and some other ways of getting in the industry without having a lifelong debt weighing on your shoulders.
I agree. So yes, definitely check out the Fashion Lab. Go follow her page. Go to the website and learn more about how you can get started in your fashion design career. And make that dream because I meet so many people that are like, oh, I always loved fashion, but I couldn't figure out how to get into it or get started. And so I just gone and did my regular thing and went to work or went and got a job. But now it's like, oh, I have more time or I've built a really nice first career and I have time now to pursue this second career. So don't ever let, anything stop you. If this is an industry you're interested in, then, definitely reach out, connect, and see about making it happen in a way that is not, like you said, going to break the bank.
Exactly.
Well, I'm so glad we got to chat. I'm going to
Me
put up the
too.
replay and y'all
Yes.
can catch it if you missed it and hear all about the Fashion Lab and how you can get started in the fashion industry in a cost-efficient way. If you're here in Atlanta, you can actually go locally. And if you're not, of course, now with the world we live in, there's always a virtual option and you can be able to take classes that way too. So please follow the Fashion Lab and get all the information you need and catch the replay if you missed it.
Yes, and thanks for the invitation, Ivania, and thanks for working with my schedule, with my limited
Yes,
schedule.
no, it's fine. I get it. And I'll chat with you soon.
Yes, all right. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.